Hello friends, family, colleagues, coworkers. I am doing a tutorial tonight on setting powder, bronzer, and blush. I've been asked about this a lot lately and I'm kind of surprised actually. I guess I've been in this industry long enough that the term setting powder is just commonplace, but for a lot of you, I'm finding out that you have no idea what that really even means, which is totally okay. Why would you? Most of the foundations that you, hi Reagan, that you get over the counter, hi Megan, my loyal friend, do not require any kind of setting powder in order to stay put. And so there I go, kicking it again. So you probably never have used one. And some of you might think of setting powder as something like that your grandma used in that old kind of copper Cody box. That was old school setting powder. It's come a little bit further since then. So I went ahead and did all of my face except for setting powder, bronzer, and blush. So I did contour a little bit with our number 6 concealer, which is the darkest one. And I'll go ahead and show that to you because I know, Holly, if you're watching, you got this in the mail and you texted me earlier and said, what the heck is this? What did I order? And this is your contour color. So it's a creamy, dark brown. But when it gets blended in, it becomes this beautiful tan color. And it works for just about every shade. I have yet to use it on somebody that I thought, whoa, that doesn't work. We just kind of blend it in. So the foundation that I put on first was Shinto 1, followed by Ivory. And then I did concealer in number 0 and did the contour in number 6. These are all LimeLight by Alcone products and available through me if you're interested. So let me quickly tell you that I applied the foundation with a big fat blush brush and the contour with our buffer brush. This is number 5. This is the brush I would use, however, to apply foundation. If you were looking for thicker coverage, if you have a lot of texture to your skin, this is what you want to use. Anyway, hi Abby. So here is what's going on. I did the smoky eye. I have on a darker lip than I normally wear. I would love to hear what y'all think of it because my husband's like, I don't know. I love it, but I need blush. Okay, so first thing I noticed is there's just a lot of stark white, and I wanted y'all to see what your face should look like before you do any coloring of the actual face. So you're all still very scared of putting on the concealer in 3 solid layers and all the way down to the nostrils. So this is what it looks like prior to setting it, and I'm just going to show you up close. First of all, this is what you look like when you're talking to a normal person, probably a little further away like this. This is about an arm's length distance, and you can, what you're looking at right now is more than likely my eyeballs. When you look at yourself in the mirror, however, you tend to get really close and personal, and you see all kinds of flaws that nobody else sees. I see age spots, I see dry patches, and I'm using the best skincare in the world. And my skin, I see imperfections in my lip. Doesn't matter because nobody sees it except for you. So stop looking at yourself like that. It's okay while you're putting on eyeliner to see if you're getting it in the right place, to look at yourself in a big mirror if you're plucking your brows. But other than that, stay away from that. It's like a bad drug that's just no good for you. Nobody needs to see themselves that way. Okay. This brush or this brush that come in our set, in case you haven't heard me mention it, you need this brush set. I'm gonna use this one. And I'm gonna show you this is called our blush trio. And you have to pick the blushes that you want in our trio, but this is what I recommend to everyone is the setting powder, which is the stark white. It doesn't come off white, it's transparent. This is the number 4 blush that I think looks good on every face, and this is our perfect bronzing powder. So, Carrie, preach it. I do, girl. Passionate. Okay. You can get whatever you want in a blush trio, but this whole thing is $54. You can see they're generous sized, but here's the deal. You spend a lot of time doing your foundation, or you should take your time making sure that it's really well blended, that it's the right color. Contour, if you're not familiar with it or you're intimidated by it, it's going to take a little bit of time. Those are the places to spend your time. If you want to do your eye makeup first, that can help you eliminate any what I call makeup poop dropping onto your eyes down here. So these 3 steps should be really, really fast because they don't take a lot of precision work. If you have a good brush and the right product, these should be able to be done blindfolded, okay? So we're gonna take setting powder. I'm just gonna rub a couple of times, 1 point of contact, sweep under the eyes, brush the sides of the cheek. It doesn't take very much to set the foundation. Sweep under the eyes, a little bit on the forehead. It's gonna blend everything in beautifully. Same brush, you can switch brushes, but same one's fine. I'm gonna do bronzer. And I'm going to look at myself straight on. Resist the urge to turn your face and do your bronzer this way. What you really want to see is your face come into shape from this perspective. This whole, basically your whole ear toward your mouth. If you have a larger face, you can come all the way down to the neck. Okay, a little bit more product over here. Thank you for the hearts. Whoever's giving me hearts, I love you. All right, so whole side of the face. No precision. There's no exact location. Generally, you want it off of your cheekbone and down, but a lot of people put it on their cheekbone. It just depends on what you see happening to your face. So you want to be looking at your face in the mirror while you're doing this and kind of asking yourself, am I thinning? Am I seeing a result? And I think for a lot of you, you're not really seeing a result. You're just kind of putting it there because somebody told you you're supposed to. But push it, because perfect sits right next to disaster. And if you don't ever get to the point of disaster, you'll never know what perfect is. All right, a little bit more for the hairline. And I already have contour in these places. You can totally skip the contour because the bronzer will do the same thing. This is just one more layer of thinning of the face. And then I'm gonna do a tiny bit. That was a dab on the side of the nose and the tip. Okay, maybe whatever is left in the brush, you just bring down here. All right, now I'm gonna go back to this brush, which is what I like to use for blush, although there are endless numbers of brushes. Any one of these would be fine for blush. I like this one because it's a little bit more precise. So I'm gonna take dab. It's a very, very intense blush. This blush may last you a lifetime, depending on how often you apply it. You're gonna give yourself a cheesy grin and do the apples of your cheeks, and then take it up above, out toward the temple. The stronger your lips are, the stronger your blush should be. Roll it around and out toward the ear, temple, whatever. Some common mistakes that people make with blush is that they get it too close to the nose, so it comes in too close and then it makes your face look kind of squinched. An even worse mistake to make is that you drop it too low. If you don't do that cheesy grin, if you don't make yourself go through that painful process of grinning at yourself, there's a really good chance that you're going to misjudge your anatomy and do your blush too low down here, and that just makes your face look droopy. So I've been doing this for almost 20 years, and really since I was like 6 years old, and I make everybody give me a cheesy grin because I'm wrong a lot. Especially on really thin faces. It's very hard to determine exactly where that natural peak comes, and at the apex of that curve is a point of light. So when you're talking and you're animated and you're moving like this, a little point of light, or lots of little points of light, are shining off of your cheek, making you look alive, making you look a little bit flushed, and just quite fantastic, really. So that's where you want your color. There's really no more product on here. I'm just kind of blending it in. And that's really it. Your contour is doing most of the blush work for you. It's doing most of the shading that a lot of you have been using, you know, a dark maroon blush in order to get that effect. A contour color, a bronzer color is gonna do you a much bigger favor. So that's pretty much it. Those steps are super quick. I'm gonna go back over them one more time. So we had setting powder. I'm not gonna do it because I've already done it. Setting powder, sweep here, then take the leftovers and do the rest of the face. Do the other side, sweep here. You want a brush that fits nicely under here. It's very important that you set the concealer under your eyes, almost over the lashes, which is why I usually do this before I do eye makeup, because I don't want all of those powdery substances sticking to my nice dark mascara and my nice dark brows. But if you're careful, you can get away with it. Okay, so setting powder, bronzer, that's gonna go in the same places as your contour. You can also use it as blush. If you're doing a really bronzy look with your eyes, a bronzer works great as blush. You don't have to add any pink tones or flesh tones to it. And then blush right on the cheesy apples of your face. So I hope this helps answer some of your questions about setting powder and what it is. A couple of other things I want to mention. Our setting powder is probably the best in the world. I can say that because I've been a makeup artist for over 15 years, and I've used a lot. My favorite prior to meeting this one was a Ben Nye product that I now find clumsy and horrific because I didn't know any better. So it is, however, through LimeLight by Alcone's website on back order, which makes me very, very sad. However, if you get foundation in the mail and you do not have your setting powder, you can use a little bit of baby powder. Put it on a tissue and use the tiniest little amount and put it in the exact same places that I told you to. Baby powder is not good for your face. It's not a good long-term solution, but it will get you by in a pinch without making this foundation look cakey and dry. So I know, Lindsay, you said setting powder kind of scares me. I think that's because a lot of people think it's going to make your face look old and crepey, and it will if you use a bad setting powder. Our setting powder is $20. I think it's back on and ships out November 18th or 12th, somewhere around there. So I would order it right away and you'll have it before you know it, or use baby powder in the meantime. I would not recommend trying a different setting powder on this foundation. I would stick to just using something simple like baby powder. I tried it one time with my old Ben Nye when I lost this one or let somebody borrow it and I didn't have it, and I looked like I was 180 years old. So really don't recommend it, but I've heard great things about just simple use of baby powder. Again, I don't recommend baby powder as a cosmetic product as a whole, but it will get you by in a pinch. So okay, that's all I got. If y'all have any questions, message me. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I can't wait to see y'all on Friday. I hope that some of you are going to be joining me to do the gypsy makeup tutorial. I picked that because it's simple. You don't have to spend any money at all. You can just use the old makeup that you have lying around the house and make it into a fun gypsy look. Tie a scarf around your head, put in some hoop earrings, and bam, you are Halloween fabulous. So tune in Friday at 8:30 and we'll do that together. And I look forward to seeing you then. Y'all take care.